Hands up, don't shoot. Do civil rights exist for all? Why are you afraid of my skin color? Why do you provoke me? Why do you shoot to kill me even when I put my hands up? The protection of the black man in America is important because there have been many instances of innocent black men being killed and not have justice served for their murder. One murder being the murder of Trayvon Martin for looking real suspicious, according to George Zimmerman. Majority and power in America still does not protect black men even decades after desegregation. While most Americans can get in their car, drive to any destination, go shopping, and hang out in parks, black men do not have this luxury. They are constantly living under the stress of being accused of crimes and are more likely to be confronted by police.
It's Jan, Nikki 6. James Hetfield is sitting in with us tonight. Speaking of like pleasing your fans and always being their band, do you find it really hard?
Which way are they facing?
Now?
They're facing westbound. I think he may have just been tasered. Shots fired!
Just terrible.
Mike, I'm gonna hit the recorder. This guy's still walking and following commands.
Not for taser, I think.
That's got a feeling that's about to happen.
That looks like a bad dude, too, to be on something.
Which way are they facing?
Police 1, they're facing westbound. I think he may have just been tasered.
Can I say something? Lawler, all this time, don't come too close. You did not only mess up one life and take one life, you messed up my family. You probably destroyed me for the rest of my life, because what y'all don't know is me and my brother was like this. You knew. My brother ain't have no gun. No gun. Why couldn't just be a man and said I made a mistake?
What if the black athletes and celebrities rebuilt their communities and there were more representation of them in Congress? Colin Kaepernick, Cory Booker, and LeBron James are all examples of how we can bring about change.
My brother's been a good cop, a good person. Obviously, in the courtroom, that was prevailed.
Colin Kaepernick's protest against racial injustice.
Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Current approaches. Does the U.S. Senate represent what America looks like? This must change. Senator Cory Booker challenged his colleagues to try to expel him for breaking rules he opposes Thursday after promising to release an email including comments by Judge Brett Kavanaugh about racial profiling that had been deemed confidential. He states, "I'm going to release the emails about racial profiling," he said at the start of the third day of Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings in the Senate Judiciary Committee. "I understand the penalties come with potential ousting of the Senate."
The drugs, the violence, the guns, everything that they've gone through as kids, I know.
Proposal recommendations. Black Americans are being taxed and not being represented in terms of law. On December 1st, 2014, 4 members of the Congressional Black Caucus repeated the gesture while delivering speeches on the House floor titled "Black in America: What Ferguson Says About Where We Are and Where We Need to Go." Each of the members held up their hands, and the image spread wildly online. Is it true that black people don't vote? Is it true that blacks don't get along? Some believe that blacks killing each other opposed to police killing them is the real problem. What if police had consequences for murdering unarmed men? Would it deter them from shooting them? What if our government looked like the melting pot that this country is supposed to be? The diversity amongst Bermuda's government compared to U.S. Notice the Bermuda Parliament. Key to this small country having virtually zero black-on-black crime and even less police brutality. Bermuda is an example of a society run with a high abundance of diversity, including black men in parliament. Finding data about statistics were practically non-existent. According to Alfred Casey Jr., a Bermuda resident, police brutality does not exist. In fact, there are 0 instances of a police officer killing anyone because they deemed the person a threat. This not only is of black men, but of anyone who lives in this country. Black men in America still are perceived to be violent and dangerous, and still do not seem to have their civil rights fully. If we can get the United States Congress to make laws that make it illegal for police to kill unarmed people, especially black men, men of color should be treated with the presumption of innocence just like everyone else. By following the model that Bermuda has set, we can further educate and build stronger foundations for not only young black me, but for everyone to be protected in the eyes of the law.